Hello, this is the YarnCreations podcast, and I am Adele from Pretoria in South Africa. Welcome back. It has been a while again. It's been, I think, the past 2 weeks that I've tried once or twice to podcast or try to find the time to do a podcast, but like always, the timing didn't work out quite so well. But I'm going to try and continue today and to try and complete one today quick. So here I am. Welcome. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And welcome also to all my returning viewers. I'm glad to be back once again for another episode. I think what might happen in this episode is only some finished objects. I've got quite a few, and as I've said in previous podcasts, this is a knitting and a crochet podcast. And I will show you something that I've also finished that has got me realized that I've got another hobby that I'm neglecting and that I would like to take up again. If I can only get myself to put my knitting or crochet aside. That's a difficult thing for me to do. I will not even talk about reading. I do know that you can listen to books, and I do that when I'm on the farm. I like to listen to a book, and but here when I'm at home, I think there's too many interruptions for me to just listen quietly to a reading while I'm knitting or crocheting. So reading is also one of the things that I'm neglecting a bit since I've started knitting and crochet, and I think a lot of people's got the same problem. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those talented people who can knit or crochet while reading on my Kindle. I don't think I'll be able to manage that. So let's go on to what I've finished since my last episode. There's quite a few finished objects. I'm on a FO mission, as I said. I've got quite a lot of whips at the moment, and I want to finish a few before the end of the year. At the moment it's going quite well. I'm not really starting new projects, so I don't think most of the whips that I still got is more long term and like blankets that I don't mind working on for a while. I don't like rushing when I'm working on a blanket just to get it finished. So it will finish when it's time. I'm enjoying them all, and if I don't get the opportunity in this episode to show it to you, I will really try and do one soon again. What I've realized is by the time that I've got everything set up and ready to do a podcast, there's not enough time left to do the episode. So what I'm trying to do is to keep everything sort of ready so that there's not that much preparation to be done for me to do an episode. But that's that now. What I'm going to do is to show you what I finished. Okay, and then the first one is my Throwback sweater by Andrea Mowry that you can see that I am wearing. I must be honest, it is a cooler day here today, but I put on the aircon so that I can wear this sweater. It is wool, so what's interesting is that even when it's not that cold, when you are wearing wool, it's not, you don't sweat, even if you're too hot in a wool sweater or cardigan, you don't sweat or you don't overheat. I think it's because the wool is breathable, so it's really comfortable. I love it. I really, really love it. I used Adele's mohair. Although she's called Adele's mohair, she also does do color merino yarns, and this is her like a 4-ply, just show it that way, Adele's, and this is a 4-ply double knit, light worsted. I think it worked out perfectly for the throwback sweater. So this is the main color I used, is taupe. I think it's a very practical color for me. I think I will be able to wear this in winter because I only wear jeans in winter. So I think this will go perfectly with that. It's not perfect, my color work is not perfect, and what I find is at the sides I struggle to get it neat at the last few stitches, because you do use a color only for about 2 rows and then you change the color, and I see that on the sides it's not perfect, but it's okay for me. And as you can see here, there is a fold now from it when I laid it flat to dry, but I think my color work can still be a little bit looser. I've seen that. I think I can still do my color work a little bit looser. I really do concentrate on making it loose, but it's fine. It's not, nothing is bothering me, and it's nothing is too stiff, because I've got floats, as I've showed you before. I've got the floats, so that makes that the result is then that your fabric is not that stiff, because you don't catch your floats. But some people do prefer to catch their floats, and that's fine. And I think I've got a friend who always say to each his own. So if you want to catch your floats, that's fine. I prefer not to catch my floats, except when it goes over, say, 6 or 7 stitches. I might catch it once. So I'm very happy with this. I can see that if I look at other people's photos of their throwback sweaters, it looks like these sweaters are sitting more like something like this. I don't know why, but in winter I like my neck to be warm. I think I made a one size larger. I think I made the 4th size, and because I want my sweater to be a little bit oversized, and I think the fit is perfect, and I like that the neckband is high up, so that it will cover me in winter. So that's what I wanted to say about my sweater. And I like the ribbing here at the end of the sleeves is quite long, and you are supposed to fold them over, but I like my sleeves. I think it will bother me if it's fold over, so I might do that, but at the moment I like it. I love the long cuffs. I love it, and I like it. I like my sleeves long. I've got long arms, and so I always knit a little bit longer, and I do like a long cuff, and that it's almost, it must cover me up to almost in a little bit over my hand, then I feel warm and comfortable. And then the other sweater I also finished is my Pixelated pullover. If I had an opportunity to podcast earlier, there's one or two of these things that I'm showing you as finished objects today that would not have been finished. So maybe that was a good thing. So I've got more finished objects to show you today. I don't think it will always be like that. It's just that I've started a lot of things, as I've mentioned in my previous episode, and I really concentrated this past month to finish off some stuff. So this is my Pixelated pullover. All bright and cheerful. It's got a very neat shoulder, and it's a very interesting, it's all done in the round, and the sleeves are also, it's not a set in sleeve, it's all done in the round. So it's a very interesting construction and a very neat construction. I did enjoy it a lot. I used Katia Basic Merino, that's a 50% merino, 50% acrylic yarn. I just had the colors, and I just thought that they were perfect for a sweater like this. I did my color placements a little bit different from the pattern as I showed you, because I don't want a bright color at the bottom of my sweater. So my sweater is just plain at the bottom. So I did a longer hem ribbing at the bottom, and I did the back a few rows longer, and I did a split hem as well. And my arms I always have to do, my sleeves I always have to do a little bit longer. Sleeves. I must talk about sleeves and not arms like in the previous episode. So this is it, and I also did a longer cuff on the sleeves. I think I will get some wear out of this. Maybe it's a little bit bright, I don't know. I like working with bright colors, but I don't often wear bright colors. So I'll just have to see. If I don't wear it, I'll gift it to somebody. I don't mind doing stuff like that. So that's my Pixelated pullover, and that's all finished and ready to wear. What I did with both of these, I rinsed them in my washing machine on the hand wash wool cycle at 15 degrees Celsius, and a gentle spin, and that works out quite well for me. And a gentle spin takes out most of the water and makes it that it dries much faster. And I washed this in the washing machine as well on the same cycle, and my Throwback sweater, and it worked out perfectly. I do like to rinse my sweaters. I think it makes a huge difference to the feel, and it gives the knitted fabric a more relaxed, it relaxes, and everything settles in, and I think your knitting just looks much better after a rinse. So that is the Pixelated pullover. That's also finished. And if someone told me at the beginning of the year that I will knit 5 garments this year, I would have laughed out loud. I felt quite intimidated by all the beautiful knitted garments, and I really wanted to knit some, and I really can't believe that I knitted 5. Although one is the Let Lopi vest that didn't have sleeves, I think it still counts. So I'm happy with what I achieved this year, very happy. And then, here is an example of the Katia Basic Merino, the navy blue color that I used. You can see it's a very smooth, and I think it's quite a good quality yarn. Very soft. Okay, then something else I want to tell you about is a cowl I knitted with a Nurturing Fibres single spun lace. It's overcast here today, so the lighting is not that perfect, but if I have to wait again, I think a week will pass. That's always the problem. When I think I've got the time and I'm ready to do a podcast episode, then it's overcast, then the lighting is not right, or I'm interrupted. So I just thought that, well, today so I apologize, but please bear with me with the lighting and stuff. I don't have professional lights, and if I do put them on, they shine onto my glasses, so that won't be won't be, what do you call it, the answer to my problem. So this is the cowl that I've knitted. I've started here with 170 stitches. I think I used the 3.75 millimeter. I've cast it on 170 stitches and it's knitted in the round. So what I want to explain to you is the way I used the Nurturing Fibres single spun lace. That's merino yarn. Just sorry for the noise. Got them all in a bag here. This is all the yarns I used. I just want to explain to you how I use the colors. On my Instagram account, I did give all the names of the colors as I've used them. I've used 10 colors. So what I did is I started with, for example, these 3 colors. So say for example, this is color A, color B and color C. And I want, after 5 centimeter, I want to take away color A. So what I'm doing, I'm using color A in every round. But in every round, I alternate B and C. So I use A with B, and then in the next round, A with C. And the one I'm not using, I'm just carrying it along. So I use that for about 5 centimeters, A with B and A with C. Then you can cut A, you can take it away. And then you can bring in another color. Say this is D. Then this is B, and you're going to use B in every round now. And you use B with C and B with D. That's how you alternate them. So you alternate C and D, but you're using B in every round. And then after 5 centimeters, you can cut B. And the length of the combination is up to you. You can do it shorter lengths and then try different color combinations later on. That doesn't matter. I used 20-gram balls that I used for my workshops when I was in Cape Town, and I kept one of each color for myself, and I wanted to use them all together in a cowl like this. The other thing I did is I just cast it on and I started knitting, so the whole cowl is stockinette. I didn't do a rip. It doesn't curl a lot. If you soak it and lie it flat to dry and just pin it a little bit, it doesn't curl. So it's fine, and when it curls, I actually would have preferred it to curl more, but I wanted to see what will happen if I pin it, and it's quite flat. So what I did as well is I decreased what you can do, say from about after 5 centimeters to up to here. You can decrease in total, say 10 stitches if you want to, or a little bit more, just to let it drape nicely around your neck. I don't like most of the times, if a cowl is long like this, I don't like it to be too tight. So that's why I started with about 170 stitches and I decreased to 160 stitches, just to let it drape nicely around your neck. And this is the top, the last color, and I also just bound off loosely and no ribbing, and I really like the result. The fabric is amazing. It's very soft and it's not too thick or I think it's the perfect fabric for our weather. So I will just wear it like this, and even if it twists or if the wrong side curls, I don't mind, because the wrong side is also, I also like that. So that is the cowl, and that is how I knitted it, and I hope if you can find some of Nurturing Fibres single spun lace, it's a very nice yarn to work with. So throughout the cowl I knitted with 2 strands held together, like I explained to you. So that is the cowl I knitted. And then I also finished my Scrappy by shawl that I've showed you in last episode. I can't remember how far I was. I think I wasn't very far. I think I might have even, I can't remember. This piece, I think, I didn't look. But I finished it. And it came out just the perfect size. And I did a picot bind off with this color, and I really like how almost every picot's got is a different color. So I think it was a perfect yarn to cast off with. As I said, I just used little leftover bits of merino singles of different indie dyers, just small pieces I had left, odd pieces, and I really like it. I can just drape it quickly. I think I'm overdoing it with the knitted stuff today, but it's a perfect size, and it's comfortable, and it's soft, and I love it. So that is the Scrappy by shawl. There's a free pattern on Ravelry by Emily Clawson if you're interested. I will, like always, put all the names in the description box below. And I think this is the last finished object. That's a lot. I I did say that it was almost a month. I think it's a month since my last episode, so I did quite well. I finished a few items. This is the linen stitch crochet shawl that I showed you, that I was also busy with in the previous episode. That's also finished now. And as I said, you can just look on Pinterest for a chart. You can even go to my Pinterest board for crochet shawls. You will find the chart there. It's for a triangular shawl. But I just did I stopped short of the last 2 stitches every 7th row. 6th row. Every 6th row I stopped short of 2 stitches to so that it's not a triangle. It's not exactly a boomerang, because the other side is straight. It's not bended like a proper boomerang shawl. For a boomerang shawl, as I've explained in I think 2 podcasts ago, when I gave you the recipe for the boomerang crochet shawl, the mold one, for a boomerang you have to decrease on the one side and increase on the other side, but you have to decrease faster than you increase faster than you decrease, but it's every second. For you increase in every row, but you decrease every second row. I think that's what I said in that, but you can go back. It's I think 2 episodes back. But this is for a triangle shawl. This is a straight edge on the one side, and then it's just curved on the other side. It's almost a boomerang. It's done in one-of-a-kind yarns Urenda, which is a bamboo cotton mix. So it's also very soft and cozy and comfortable. Okay, then one other thing I quickly want to do in this episode, I'll see what I will do for if I will call this A and the next one a B, if I can do it maybe in the next day or 2. If it's maybe later on next week or whatever, I will just give it a new. I didn't even look what this episode's now. I'm really not that prepared, and I think it's because I just quickly got the opportunity to do an episode today, so I just started. So I'm sorry I'm not as prepared as I should be, but as you know, and I've said before, I'm not a professional podcaster, and this is not the most professional podcast channel. What I want to do is, as you remember, I had I want to give these yarns away, these beautiful wishbone yarn that I want to give away, as well as the stitch markers. And I used, thank you for everyone who commented, and I enjoyed reading through what you said, what yarns from Wishbone you liked the most. That's always interesting to see what how people taste differ. And I was happy to see that there was quite a few entries, and I used the YouTube comments generator to pick a winner for me, and the winner is Irene Fourie. I can show it to you there. Oof, it's all blown up. So it's Irene Furry. Maybe that book now. I think what I should do is just try and yes, that might make a difference. So Irene Furry, congratulations on winning those beautiful wishbone yarns. You can contact me on you can send me a message on Instagram or on my Facebook page, Yarn Creations, on Instagram, my Yarn Creations, and give me your details, or we can chat there, and you can let me know how you want me out, how you would prefer to get your parcel from Postnet or delivered to your door. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'll use Aramex for that. So congratulations, and I hope that you will enjoy working with a yarn, and that I will see you will tag me somewhere when you've made something beautiful with that gorgeous yarns. So enjoy it. That's it. So that was the winner for that beautiful yarn. Sorry it took me so long to get to this point. And then there's just some, oh yes, I almost forgot something else I want to show you. That's actually also a finished object. I bought one of these canvas bags from Brilliant Mummy, South Africa. And it's a mandala that's printed on the bag, and you can do with it whatever you like. And I colored mine with my Sharpies, and I just played around with some stencils, and I love it. It's nice and bright and a perfect project bag. I really enjoyed. I did it on Saturday, and I felt like a kid doing it. And that's the other hobby that I was talking about, that I would like to, that I neglected the past, I don't know how long. I like coloring. I like coloring in mandalas. That's specifically what I like to do, and that's why I was so happy to buy one of these bags from Eileen and to start coloring it in. And I decided that I really want to get back to that hobby. I must try my utmost to put aside my knitting and my crochet and start coloring in again. I really must. I've got a table with all my coloring in stuff, a separate table, so it's not that it's packed away or anything. I can just go and sit and start. So I would really like to do that again, and then maybe, hopefully, in in the near future, I can show you what I accomplished with that. So that is the project bag I got from Brilliant Mummy, South Africa. I don't know, I think she doesn't have, I think she's got a few left, I'm sure of that. You can contact her directly to buy it from her. Then, just one other thing, I never show the yarn that I buy on my podcast. I don't know why, I don't think that's what I want to podcast about. But this really got me so excited that I have to show it to you. And because December is my birthday month, I bought myself a gift from me to me. When I saw it, I was so excited because it's not something that's readily available in South Africa. It's yarn, of course, but there's not in overseas. There's quite a lot of indie dyers who do mini skeins, but in South Africa it's you don't find it so easily. So I bought this from Open Sky Yarns from Charmaine, and they are so beautiful. I'm so excited. And December, because December is my birthday month, I will allow myself to put my whips aside the 1st of December and cast on something new with these minis. I've got 30 of them. It was a whole set I bought from her. You can watch her Instagram account. I think she will have some more. So I will show it to you. This is the 1 pack. Open Sky Yarns. And this is the other one. Sorry for the noise. I don't want to take them out before I've showed them to you, because I think it's easier to show them when they're in the packet store. And the beautiful stitch markers as well. There you can see the colors. That's exactly the colors as they are. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the 1st of December when I can cast on. I want to show you what I've got in mind. I think I made a screenshot. The original pattern, I think it's a pattern by Malabrigo Yarn. I will, when I've started it in one of my future podcast episodes, I will show it and I will tell you the exact pattern. But what I've got in mind is a scarf like this. This is also done with minis. I think it's knitted in the round. It's a paid for pattern. I haven't bought it yet. But I think it's done in the round, and so you can do it on circular needles and you don't have to pull. And then what I had in mind is just knit up 1 mini, and when that's finished I will see if it's if 10 gram makes it wide enough for a color, then I will only do it with 10 grams of each. But if I need the whole 20 grams to get a good width of every color, I will just use up the whole mini. So I will have to decide if I'm going to use the whole 20 gram of maybe 1 pack or 10 grams of each color. I've still got to decide about that. But Melissa from Espastrico, she also knitted it up, and hers shows up better. So that's definitely something I think will work well for mini skeins like this, and I'm excited. I think that's what I'm going to do. Another popular scarf that people do with the minis is just like a tubular scarf, but that's just plain knitting. That's not like a chevron like this one, but I quite like this chevron shape of this scarf. So I think that's what I'm going to try and see if it works. And when I do a podcast in December, I will show it to you and I will tell you more about the pattern, if that was the pattern that I've used. I think it's from Malabrigo, and I think you will find it on Ravelry, on the Malabrigo Ravelry page. And I think I will end this episode now and try and upload it. If the episodes are my phone only records for up to 45 minutes and then it stops, and then I've got the problems with putting them together and all that I've talked about lots and lots of times. So I think I'm going to end this episode here and try to do one soon about what I'm working on at the moment. It was so nice chatting to you, and it was nice to finally announce the winner for the beautiful yarn, and I hope to see you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.